We're looking at 11 levels of building today. Where do you rank? Let's start off with the most important, level 0. No roof. The walls keep things out. I mean, phantoms are going to be coming for you, but like your spiders can get in, but no roof. It's level 0. By the way, we're using copper blocks, so if at any point you're all just pause and kind of count how many blocks it is, nice clear border, really easy, and it doesn't really matter what the roof is compared to the rest of it. So we're using copper. But yeah, no roof. There you go. Moving on to level 1, we have the half slab. I promise we're going to get to like good roofs, you know. But yeah, the half slab. Ironically enough, this is enough for a lot of things. You know, it keeps rain out, lightning. Can't get lightning in there. There's snow because it's on a half slab. Ironically enough, pretty good for snow. And in all honesty, this is all you need for a lot of modern style builds because it's just kind of a flat roof. So, you know, that actually genuinely works. So there, yeah, level 1. Level 2. Look, it goes up now. About it. You just have stairs. Level 2. Level 2. And look, it's another half slab. Look at you go. Level 2. Here we are at level 3. Level 3 is a little bit more unique. There's a few things that are going on here. First thing first, we have overhang going on the entire thing. Everything is extended out by a block. It makes it very unique and interesting and adds a little bit more like dynamics to the build because things are a little bit different. We also have a pattern for the top, which is just stairs going in, full block in the middle, and stairs going out. That way there's a little bit of interest on the roof peak. This is level 3. We're starting to play with the shape of the build a little bit, and we added these underneath, so it's a gradual way up. So there you go, level 3. We're starting to get a little more fancy now. Level 4. We're starting to meet the big dogs here a little bit. We have put a second roof on our roof. And what makes level 4 a little more unique is the fact that these are not the same height, actually. So this one's a little bit lower. And that's because this is a little bit more narrow than the front we've been working with, so it doesn't go as high. You're able to also make it so that this wasn't as tall and it just starts a block lower. But yeah, so this is level 4. It's a big deal. We're going places. We're going places. We have more roof. All right, we're on to level 5. We have 2 blocks. It's a miracle. We also made it a lot taller on this first roof, and the way that we did that is by having to go stair, block, stair, block, stair, block, moving up, so it's a little bit more sharp of an angle. We have a new roof type. We added trim. This is a big step up. So if 4 was a lot, 5 is a lot. But we still have this pattern going on along the side, and it's just good. This is where I'd say a lot of people just, first time you're building a roof, you can do this. Maybe you didn't think of it on your own or anything like that, but looking at this, you can do this. I believe in you, and you should believe in you too. And we're on to roof 6. It looks different. You might not notice why, but right there is why. It's inset from the trim a little bit. The way that this was done is we have this extra block here, the stair block, stair block. It just goes stair first, so it's a little bit lower the entire way up, and it's full blocks here at the top. The way we accomplish this over here is we raise the trim by having a block in, and then it got a little bit taller. It also creates this little underside on the roof segments. This is why I'd say 5 is where everyone can be. Everyone can do this one. This one, the underside might look a little funky for you, or it might seem a little off-putting. You might have to add in some other things. Changing up the copper here is also able to help, maybe putting a log across, but we're not working on that part. We're just focusing on the roofs. But yeah, this is where things get a little funky. Also, remember, you might need extra stairs to get the trim to meet in properly, because without that block there, it does look a little funky. Just a pro tip from me to you. But yeah, we're up to level 6. We're doing pretty good so far. All right, we're on to level 7 of roofs. It's adding details to your roofs. So everything so far has been flat. It's been normal. It's been typical. And by adding in just a couple extra segments, first off, you expand the area inside your build to have another possible room here in the little attic portion of this extension on the house, but also adds interest as you're just passing by. You're just down here, you look up, window, what's in there? What could possibly be there? For us, it's just more planks behind it. But what if there was something else? It looks interesting. It looks unique. We also added trim last time. That was just for my sake, though. It doesn't really change the build too much. Level 8. Starting to be with the big boys now. It's a little complicated. The big boys and big girls are all here. The NBs, we're working hard. This is what it is. By adding something unique to every side, no matter where you are on this, it is unique and interesting for a skyline to be at. Way out here, look, there's a line up here, a line up here. You see a little bit of detail. It's unique. You go over here a little bit, even if you're right next to it and you're like kind of right here. Look, there's a little tooth groove pattern. It's a little unique. You're able to see this over here, this side, still that over here. But now when you go over here, you couldn't see the other side before. You have interest on every single side, even looking straight up. There you go. By the way, stairs makes a big difference here. Makes it a lot more interesting for where the trim is. But yeah, adding interest to every side and finding a way to do that, it's a big step up. It's a big step up. We're on to number 9, and that is finding ways to add height. You have your build, it looks good. Thing is, same height as everything else. A lot of people have a hard time changing that without just making the build taller. Adding in a tower can change it a lot. And knowing when to have things, like right here we have our trim, it's off of it by a block. This is involved inside of it, and knowing how to do that. This is what makes level 9. It's a little bit more unique. It's a little more interesting. It's deciding that the roof goes up and becomes wall again, and then has more roof on top. Also by having it be goes to a point instead of just a peak. Another type of roof, you got to add more, you got to involve more. And don't worry, we have our half slab. It's important. Half slabs are important. Don't forget the half slabs. It makes your life better. Don't forget the half slabs. We're on to level 10. Adding in unique shape. This chimney is a great example of it. It is just a spirally, almost out of like Whoville chimney. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's really weird and wacky, but being able to add in this kind of thing is what makes level 10 different than level 9. Being able to add these unique shapes and break the rigid code you've been following. Everything here has rules and regulations and why it has to be the way it is and following a pattern. Nope. And that's what makes it a lot more unique. And in all honesty, I think from 9 to 10 is the biggest change we've had so far. We added a tower between 8 and 9. I think this is the biggest change so far. Level 11. I will be honest, there's a lot of stages between 10 and 11 that you need to learn to be able to do a diagonal roof. I'm going to just be honest with you. I was thinking of including a segment of me building this diagonal roof so you could just see how it's done. And there was no way I could have that condensed down for this segment that wouldn't make it so people just had a hard time watching that portion of the screen. But this is a very complicated thing. It takes a lot of math, a lot of figuring out to be able to do. I would recommend starting with less, and I could not figure out how to put the tower on. I'm not at the highest level. This goes on 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, but level 11 is being able to do a diagonal roof. It's very complicated. It's very unique. Some things I want to point out, some things will be different. This, even though I followed all the math the exact same, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just the way things worked out, this became an even number and made it so it no longer has this ridge here like this does up here. The tower just couldn't make sense, and I had to drop it because just the way it worked out and the angle we went with, where it would be 3 back, just didn't work with the tower shape. You have to be willing to let go of certain things and understand that that's okay. If you need to use log blocks going across, I recommend using the bark block. So you don't have the exposed side on it. It's just more bark, and it's going to look a lot nicer, trust me, going across, because you're just going to have that at the end, and that's not going to look good if you're doing something like that. But being able to do a diagonal build like this is what makes level 11 as unique, interesting, and as difficult as it is. So this has been 11 levels plus a bonus level of absolute 0 of different types of roofs. They're all unique, all interesting. They all bring their own challenges and intrigue to it. I believe everyone here can at least get to level 5, and I believe in you, and I think it'd be great. Do you have any other tips or anything like that you'd like to include? Anything you'd like to help out others in the comments that are trying to build roofs, please include those and have a good discussion down below. This is another thing that I believe a lot of you guys can get. Put in a little bit of practice. I know you guys can figure out these roofs, and I'm very excited to be able to help you guys. And if this was helpful, please let me know down below. Tell me if there's any other levels of building that you'd like me to be able to create or anything like that. I would love to do some more. I'm thinking of paths and retaining walls and things of that nature. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys sometime soon with the next one. Goodbye. YouTube, my boys, if you enjoyed that video, I'd really appreciate if you drop a like or a comment down below and drop a sub if you feel like it. And if you're new here, let me know. I'd be really happy to be able to say hello to you down in the comments. But if you enjoyed it, please let me know down below. And if you want to continue watching, we'll have a few more videos here on screen that you can click on. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you at the next one.